Going live. We are live. We're recording. And you. Starting the playback in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Doc, we're taking a break at 50 and 55. Yeah, exactly. Just so you know, 50 and 55, I'll let you know. Three, 2, 1.
Hey, this is Leon Finney. Good morning, or almost good afternoon. This is your host on Another Perspective, broadcasting live right now at our studio, 41st and King Drive. This is Urban Broadcast Media, Another Perspective. Some would say the voice of the Black community. My friends, each day we come to you to discuss the issues that impact the Black, brown, and the Asian community. These issues, we think, are very, very important. While we do not disparage other ethnic groups, our major concern is about the Black, brown, and Asian community here in the city of Chicago and around the world. Well, we've got some tough stuff to do today. 5 living presidents of the United States of America. Wait a minute. 5 former presidents that are still living of the United States of America did in fact gather in Texas. And the purpose for the gathering was to raise money. Imagine that. 5 former presidents. Jimmy Carter, who can't forget that Georgian peanut farmer, Jimmy Carter. And of course we had George Hubert Bush the first. And he, of course, served for just 1 term. And then his son, then Bill Clinton. And who could forget Bill Clinton, the guy who came on with the jazz sunglasses on and the saxophone and played his way all the way into the White House. And then, of course, came George Bush the second, and then, of course, came President Barack Obama. All 3 of these guys gathered in Texas for the one purpose, and that was to raise money in reaction to the issue of hurricanes that swept the United States of America. And my friends, it was the devastation of those hurricanes that brought these former presidents into play. That was Hurricane Harvey that hit Texas like a buzzsaw, devastating miles and miles and miles of land and buildings. All told, it was over $16 billion worth of devastation. And then, of course, there was Hurricane Irma that hit Florida, and then from Florida, she went on to Puerto Rico, and her devastation there was serious enough to cripple that little island there in the sea. And then, of course, we have the ongoing hurricanes and threats of hurricanes as we now look at what's happened in the United States of America because of hurricanes. And of course, these 5 men gathered, I think, in a landmark, and I don't want to say historic effort to raise money to bring help and hope to the families in Texas and in Puerto Rico. They raised $31 million. $31 million. And of course, they had athletes from the NBA and the NFL, the Clinton family, Dolly Parton and Lin-Manuel Miranda of Hamilton. Most of the pledges were made during the One America Appeal concert Saturday at Texas A&M University. And we want to shout out to the presidents. You guys did a good job. You've done real good for your country. And that's what makes America great, when she shows that she's got compassion and she's got heart. I love America, and that's the America that I have fought for, worked for, to help improve and to make the more perfect union than she's ever been before. And so, my friends, we are here now just to say, well done, my friends. Well done, Bill Clinton. Well done, Barack Obama. Well done, Jimmy Carter. Well done, George I and George II. We'll take a short break right now, and we'll come back. We'll pick up our conversation on another issue. Stick with us.
All right, so we got 30 seconds back.
30 seconds?
Yes, sir.
Hi, Doc.
Hey, girl, how you doing?
Good to see you.
What you know?
A bunch of stuff, but
Oh.
I know this is. She was telling me about the new format, the short format. It
Yeah,
sounds
well,
good.
what happened to your memorandum?
I told you the 30th.
The third?
Yeah.
We gotta.
We're coming back.
We've been waiting.
Coming back like
we've been
10
holding out
seconds.
pressure.
You didn't get my
We're
package?
waiting for it to exhale.
Doc, you know what?
Coming back. Coming back. Clear the studio, please. Coming back.
I'll take you from this way.
Ready?
Y'all ready?
Yes, sir. 5.
Hey, we're back live here in Studio One at Urban Broadcast Media with another perspective. And guess what, my friends? The Puerto Rican despair could see 113,000 come to Chicago. Move over, my brothers and sisters, here in the city of Chicago, because 85% of the island of Puerto Rico at this particular point has no electricity. But here's the other side. Puerto Rico, not just during this hurricane season, but Puerto Rico has been suffering for some time. The economy in Puerto Rico has not been a solid economy. The industries that were once there, and the manufacturing that was once there, and the commerce that was once there, has been drifting and becoming smaller and smaller every year. And so they have massive unemployment at a level that we wouldn't expect in anything other than a third world country. So that massive unemployment, and businesses are closing. And at this particular point, with the island already in economic despair, more and more Puerto Ricans are choosing to leave Puerto Rico. Remember, it's an island of over 3.5 million people. Many of them who leave Puerto Rico, and many of them will come to the mainland. Where is the mainland? The mainland is here in the United States of America. And there are projections that New York City will get a major portion of the population that leaves Puerto Rico. Also, we're seeing that that's the state of New York, but principally New York City, where you have a fairly large Puerto Rican population already. We'll also see more Puerto Ricans going into Jacksonville, Florida, into the whole Florida peninsula. That's another place that they will land. And guess what? It is anticipated that 113,000 Puerto Ricans will come to the city of Chicago. And that means that we get to be the city of hope for Puerto Ricans. It means that we get to be a sanctuary city, if you will, in a real sense, because we will absorb 113,000 of those families. We can look forward to having additional Section 8 certificates that will have to be made available, because many of these people will be coming here and they will have nowhere to live, and they have no means, and they'll require subsidized housing. So stand by, Chicago Housing Authority. You're going to be pressed to the wall. You can find that you will have to generate another 40,000 Section 8 homes. And you can look at the Section 8 housing developers, the developers that, like the Woodlawn Community Development Corporation, and you'll look to see the city of Chicago doing more and more. So CHA, stand by, you'll get tapped, and you'll have to provide housing for many of those residents who come from Puerto Rico and relocate here in the United States of America. So I don't want to turn my back on anybody. And for sure, this nation, if you think about what she stands for, this nation stands for accepting immigrants. But guess what? These men and women and families coming from Puerto Rico, they're not immigrants, they're citizens of the United States of America. And our heart has got to be open to them. They may not speak the language, the English the way we do, but guess what? If they speak Spanish, we'll speak Espanol. But the important thing is we've got to have our hearts open our doors, and share what we have in order to accommodate our fellow citizens that are coming from Puerto Rico. So my friends, look forward to what we've got to do, and that is to open our hearts, open our doors, and make sure that we are prepared to share and care and have compassion for our brothers and sisters coming from Puerto Rico into the city of Chicago. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be on another subject.
All right, 30-second break.
Oh, wow. Good heavens, I missed him. I don't know if I need to cover that. What do I got left? How many,
Say it again, Chick.
how many minutes?
You got 5 minutes left.
5 minutes, then I
Yes.
need to switch, I need to pick up this, I don't wanna deal with that. I wanna deal with this Inglewood. I wanna deal with Chicago Bears winning. I wanna deal with Phillips Wildcat football team. Is that Wendell Phillips? Oh, yeah.
Yes,
right.
it is.
I wanna deal with that softer stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're ready to come back.
Come back up.
Then I'm gonna take it from here, the last piece. I tried to get them at some different type of angles as well. Oh, well, this one's good too.
All right, go.
Hey, we're back live on Another Perspective. I also want to say this, Congressman Luis Gutierrez returns from Puerto Rico and he slams the relief efforts that has been put forth by the United States of America. I understand that he is very, very disappointed because not enough has happened since this hurricane hit Puerto Rico. He's going to stay on the case, and he's going to worry us to death until we make sure that we do what we have to do for and on behalf of the Puerto Rican people. And he's going to press the federal government to do all it can and not treat the Puerto Ricans as if they're second-class citizens. Enough already. Now we're going to move on to another topic. This is a kind of topic, my friends, and I just like to make sure that we can give a little time to good news. One, how about this? The Wendell Phillips Wildcat football team earns 4th straight year of being unbeaten in the Chicago public schools. How about that? For 4 straight years, that means we go back to 2016, 2015, 2014, 2013, and Phillips has been doing it to death. And so we want to shout out for them. They have done good as a football team since the arrival of Coach Troy McAllister in 2012 in the Bronzeville Bay School. Phillips has won 27 of its last, guess what, 28 regular season games against CBS opponents. That's an astounding number. 27 out of 28. Hey, we need to make sure that we do a statue for Troy McAllister. He's a serious coach, and he's doing serious work with those young brothers on the Phillips Wildcat football team. We want to shout out to him and say congratulations, job well done, coach, as well as every member of that football squad. And of course, talking about football, what would we do about the Chicago Bears? Wow. Our Chicago Bears beat Carolina 17-3 behind Jackson's 2 defensive TDs. Now, here's the thing. Eddie Jackson plays on the defensive team. He was a back in the backfield. But anyway, he was he was on the team to protect the long pass. He intercepted 2 passes and ran 75 yards to touchdowns twice. One for 75 yards, and then on a game, then of course he did the same thing again. I want to just say that I'm so happy that we've got now a football team that looks like it can win, coming out of our own Soldiers Field Stadium, and it's a good thing. And I want to shout out and say good job, Bears. Keep up the good work, and we're going to be looking to see what you're going to do this forthcoming Sunday. And then, of course, my friends, we want to talk about the Inglewood hosts annual 5K, Ditch the Weight and Ditch Guns. How about that? Ditch the Weight. Inglewood hosts a 5K annual race. Hundreds of runners came out Sunday morning for a race in a Chicago neighborhood, eager to show a different side. Decked in light blue shirts, runners warmed up to hip-hop tunes in Ogden Park ahead of the 4th annual Ditch the Weight and Guns 5K. The warm and dry weather helped encourage runners and walkers, whether they live in the neighborhood or not, Mayor Rahm Emanuel told the crowd before he ran that he hopes Inglewood as soon as possible is known as #1 for new jobs and families and businesses that are coming to help revitalize Inglewood. Hey, look, I want to shout out for Inglewood. They're doing a good job. I want to encourage my brothers and sisters over there in Inglewood, especially those that are in Inglewood Square. Hey, that's a wonderful shopping center, and it's a wonderful opportunity for us to begin to build. And guess what? We're reopening Leon's Barbecue in Woodlawn. Inglewood may very well be next. This is Leon Finney, and you can run and tell that.
All right, we are clear. Over a little bit, but that's okay.
Thank you.
Good show, good show, good show.
That was good work.
Yes, sir. That's what you told us to step our game up.
Leave both lights on, right?
Yes, sir.